In 1988, while doing a fact-finding trip about the need for humanitarian aid in Central America and the Caribbean, I was on a ferry boat which was attacked by Contra, and I was wounded and realized that my taxes paid for the bullet which shot me. I was outraged. I was morally indignant. The response was to create an alternative to U.S. policy in the region, to give humanitarian aid, to build solidarity, friendship, relationships with people, rather than buy into the mean-spirited, hostile policy of our own government, which destroys life.
We were asked by Cuban religious leaders to begin organizing caravans to Cuba right at the time that Cuba's economy was disappearing, and we knew that the Cuban people were going to be suffering mightily and be very much more affected by the U.S. blockade, while most of the people in the United States really had no idea that Cuba even was being blockaded by the United States.
This caravan is an act of solidarity, not charity. Yes, we bring the Cuban people desperately needed items, but we don't do it because they can't do it for themselves. If it wasn't for this embargo, the Cuban people would be just fine to trade and have normal business relations with us, but it's our government that insists on punishing Cuba for daring to have a different model.
With all this aid we take, ranging from aspirins to walkers to Bibles to computers, all items that our government refuses to trade with Cuba, we take it as a collective challenge against this immoral policy.
On the caravan, you stop every now and then in the city, and there's an event, so you talk to people, you invite the local people who want to know more about Cuba.
But we just came from visiting 140 cities all around the United States, and in each one of those cities we had an educational event, a potluck dinner, many press conferences and media opportunities to talk to the public of the United States, to let people know what the reality of the blockade is and how mean-spirited it is and how counterproductive it is and how just plain wrong.
And I think something like Pastors for Peace offers people, it brings to people's door the opportunity to do things that they otherwise might not do on their own. And it's encouraging for everyone. They love it, we love it, and it's just this great symbiotic relationship that carries the whole thing across the sea to Cuba.
And we ask everyone as we travel to reach out, to call President Obama, to call the White House, to call members of Congress, to say we want the travel restrictions to end, we want the bills in Congress to pass to end the restrictions on travel. We want the whole blockade lifted. We want the Cuban Five to be freed.
That the time is now to end this foolish, stupid, senseless blockade. So we're looking and trying to find ways to get Obama's attention, because we're not sure that he gets it yet. His staff people around him are still the holdovers from the Bush administration. There aren't new people with new ideas yet in the administration, and we're trying to find a way to send a message to him that the American people do not want the blockade. We want it ended.
Come on, Cuba, see, bloqueo, no. Pastors for Peace gon' break the embargo. Cuba, see, bloqueo, no. We got to be free, that's just the way that it goes.